The stranger. Here are 4 steps to have a fun conversation with a stranger. And this is going to help, especially if you have a hard time getting out of your head, knowing what to say, and you're constantly stuck by overthinking either your actions, what to do, how you'll come across, and your fear of judgment is quite high from others. I'm going to be telling you why this happens and then how to actually have a good conversation from there. So the reason why this is happening, why you may be more introverted than extroverted, is because that is just the experiences you've had in life. Now, someone like me, who used to have a very severe social anxiety, hard time speaking to other people, even my family, even my friends, standing up for myself, having a backbone, able to put my opinions and my statements into the world, that was just very hard for me. I was this very quiet, reserved person who felt like his opinions didn't matter too much, was a people pleaser to allow people to like me, and didn't allow my real self to come through, right? And so this people pleaser would come through, or this people pleasing thing is what I would do, and not have like, or stand up for my own thoughts or my own opinions. I'd just be like, oh yeah, that's better. Okay, I'll just do that. Okay, yeah, I'll just do this. Just a yes man, basically, nodding my head at everything, not having not valuing his own self. And if you're doing that, people can immediately tell, and they're going to get turned off by that. Because more than anything, people want someone who is confident, competent, and authentic. And if you're not able to display those 3 things, that means you don't have those 3 things inside of you somewhere. And that's actually what people are looking for. They're looking for who you are on the inside. And if you're not confident, competent, authentic to some degree, well, people don't really want to spend their time around that type of person. Well, people may not want to spend that much time around that type of person. And the reason that you may be so stuck in your head, overthinking what to say, maybe not even feeling good enough to speak, having a hard time speaking, having this nervous tension in your throat or your stomach when you do speak, is because your fear of judgment is high. Your fear of judgment and the fear of a negative outcome. And this stops you from expressing yourself as confidently as you would like to. And this can come in forms of, oh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Maybe she's busy. Maybe he's busy. I just don't go up to that person. They're doing something. All of that is your brain's ways of finding excuses for you not to do what you know you probably should, but is going to have the potential of rejection, of judgment. And what is happening in that person is that there is something in their brain called their RAS. And the RAS is your selective focus. It's what your brain naturally and subconsciously focuses on. And so imagine I break an egg into a frying pan and a little bit of the eggshell gets in. My RAS can either be in a whole bunch of different ways, but here are 2, positive and negative. Positive is, oh, I barely got any eggshell in there. Awesome, I can just take that out and put it over there. Or positive, I got some eggshell in there. Okay, time to get my fork and practice how maneuvering I can be, how delicate I can be getting that eggshell out of there. Positive RAS, I look at that situation and I find somehow a positive. Negative RAS, my eggs are ruined. I'm gonna have eggshell in my eggs now. I can't take that out. I know I have to take it out. It's so annoying to take it out. Oh my god, I ruined everything. Same situation, 2 different RASs, 2 different mindsets, and one person's mood can be completely trampled by a little bit of eggshell, where the other person is like, doesn't affect them. And if anything, it makes them more happy, gets them more motivated. And that's the same thing for talking to someone. If there's someone I want to talk to, a pretty girl, someone I like, a friend I want to meet, someone I'm interested in, someone I want to build a friendship with, someone I'm just like, I want to talk to this person. If my RAS is selectively focusing the negative things, I'm going to go to, I have nothing to say. This person doesn't even want to talk to me. I have nothing to give to this person. And because I have those thoughts in my mind, my fear of rejection is going to go high. Also, there's feelings in my body too telling me, oh, this is probably not going to end well. And it's going to give you that nervous tension. And those are your nerve endings and your sympathetic nervous system activating, kind of warning you, hey, could be some danger here. Because your brain doesn't see the difference between a physical and emotional threat. Meaning, the physical threat of a tiger chasing me down and killing me is the same kind of feeling I get when there's a conversation I want to go up to, and I'm scared that the other person I'm going to go up to may not like it, may kind of see me as a burden if I were to go up and try talking to them. And that's going to make me feel bad about myself, and that's not going to be good. And at an even deeper level, because of that potential rejection that maybe happen, I may then feel bad about myself. That is going to then confirm things I already thought about myself. And so your selective focus, your RAS, looks at what has happened in your life, your past experiences, and it says, okay, you did this, this thing happened, this result came. Okay, somewhere in your past, you went up and talked to someone, and some negative outcome happened, which made me feel very bad about myself. And even in a kind of more primal way, caveman, primitive tribal hunter way, that made me feel bad about myself, that rejection. Because of that, I feel left out of the tribe. And if we take that back to caveman days, if I'm out of the tribe and I'm by myself, I'm probably going to die. I'm probably going to die to some predators or the weather, the environment, and I will no longer be alive. And so that fear of rejection of judgment is literally your body telling you, hey, this could be life or death. Because if this does happen, way back, what used to happen is that you get kicked out of the tribe if you did something weird like what you may do right now, and you don't come back. And that's starting in your mind. And that mind then sends hormones of cortisol, adrenaline, turns on your gut, makes it all weird. Your muscles get contracted, and all these things happen instantly as soon as that kind of thought comes in your mind. And if your past experiences with people, so here's what's really funny, socializing is the same. When you're brought up by other people, what's happening? You're being socialized. And now when you want to have a conversation and socialize with someone, well, your past experiences of socialization, of people-to-people interactions, come into play. And your experiences of people-to-people interactions with your mom, dad, brother, sister, family, friends, teachers, schools, acquaintances, strangers, all those are social skill interactions. And if those social interactions that you had were negative when you were expressing yourself, well, that's what the mindset you're going to have today, no matter your age. No matter your age, if you're in your past experiences, you felt like maybe your opinions didn't matter, you got yelled at a lot, you got put down a lot, comparisons were used a lot against you, you always felt you had to prove yourself, you're never good enough. Well, what the fuck is going to happen when I go to talk to someone? Oh, all those mindsets are going to resurface. I can't because of this. I can't do it. But that's wrong. That's the thing stopping you. So the only person in the world, so everyone in this world believes one person about you the most, and that is you. I don't believe your mom. I don't believe your dad. I believe you the most. About anything. I don't believe the president. I believe you. And if you believe that you cannot do it because of those things, you will be right. If all of those things, I can't do it, just stop you from doing anything in your life, wanting to be or do the things that you want to do, you will be right. But if you say, hey, all that bullshit doesn't matter because I am outcome independent, meaning I don't care if I get rejected, yelled at, screamed at. First of all, societally, that's probably not going to happen. And if that does happen, that other person is weird. But if it does, I'm also so okay for that. I'm also so okay with that because I'm not looking for your validation. I'm not looking for you to be like, oh yes, he accepted me. The other person accepted me. Now I feel good about myself. I'm not looking for that. I feel good about myself. Here you go. Here's that energy. It's not, hey, how are you? Do you like me? Oh, you do like me? Oh, nice. Now I feel good about myself. I already have that, But that comes from a deep self-love. That comes from, hey, I'm stuck with this one person on the planet. I'm going to be with this guy for the rest of my life. I might as well love him. I might as well love every bit of him. And these comes down to the surface level insecurities. But my physical features, my ears, my nose, my teeth, I can't talk to anyone. I'm so ugly. Look how skinny I am. Look how, all these things that I don't like about myself, that I may not, that other people may judge me on. Oh my God, all these things. Okay? Doesn't matter. First of all, I can't change them. Second of all, I actually love them because they make me different. I know I take care of myself. I take care of my health. I eat well. I go to the gym. I do what I can. The rest is out of my control. I do what I can until I love myself. Can't hate on myself for something I can't change. But then there's deeper insecurities. Okay, do I believe that I'm a good person? I have things to bring and offer. I have a nice family that I love. I believe in myself as a man, as a human being. This goes for women too. If you're a girl watching this, do I believe in who I am? Am I feeling that I'm not good enough? Maybe because I don't make enough money. I don't live in the place I want to live. I'm not the weight I want. I don't have the family I want. I don't have the past relationships I want that would actually make me be a good person. And so those are insecurities that you also have to be okay with. I was super insecure in my first relationship about not being in a previous relationship beforehand. And I felt very odd about that. Not personally to me. I didn't really give a shit. But I didn't want that other person I was with to be like, wait, you've been with no one else? No one has ever, you've not been with anybody else? You must be weird. There must be something kind of weird with you. And because I thought that of myself so deeply down inside, when that other person said that, I was like, oh, I hope that's not true. Let me try to do things to make that not true. What's that? Oh my God. Right? Because I did think I was weird. And even more than that, I thought that was bad. And so it's not inherently bad to be weird. Everyone's different in their own way. But I was different in that way that I just thought was inherently bad. Oh, this person is going to see other people haven't liked me in the past. Therefore, this person will not like me now. And that's what was happening, right? And it was because I was okay with surface level things, but that deep, deep, deep insecurity, I still had not come to terms with. The way that you come to terms with those insecurities and have this full love for yourself, so you don't have these negative thoughts before you go up and talk to someone, and you can actually have positive thoughts and bring positivity and bring confidence to that other person, is you need to be able to express those insecurities to another person via typing, via talking, expressing those things. You need to be able to put them out into the world and have people say, that is an insecurity. You are telling me about this right now. I have the potential to judge you. I have the potential to reject you. And once you can do that, put it out there, have the people look back, and it depends. You may get positive energy back, negative energy back. Most of the time you get positive energy because people really don't give a fuck, right? Like everything that happened yesterday, I have forgotten. It doesn't matter. I'm right here. I can't think about tomorrow or yesterday. Like, if some guy yells in the mall, does the weirdest thing. I'm not thinking about that in my head. Oh, that guy who yelled in the mall yesterday was really weird. I'm like, I don't give it, I'm just back to my own thing. Right? And so people really aren't paying too much attention to you. You're getting too caught up in oh, how can I not look weird so people don't like me or don't like me? Like, how can I stay okay? But it's really about putting those things that you don't like about yourself that you think are bad, out there, feeling that judgment and getting the energy back and being okay with it. So if you get positive energy back, awesome. That's going to reinforce to yourself, oh, okay, it actually doesn't matter that this is happening. If you get negative energy back, you need to say, whew, I still did it. I feel good about myself. I know this is the right thing to do. And if you're really giving me negative energy for something I feel kind of like insecure about or bad about myself, well, what horrible kind of person are you, right? That's some toxic energy. I don't want that. The hell you're just gonna hate on me for something I'm like, I I have a deep feeling about. Every human in this world has an insecurity. Imagine hating on that person for that insecurity, right? And so people use these words like you're insecure, you're not this. But that doesn't mean you're a bad person. Everybody has insecurities to some kind of level, a little bit, right? It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you're a human. And especially with today's day and age, so much social media, so much advertising, so much you have to be like this or you're not good. You have to look this type of way. You have to speak this certain way. You can't be this type of thing. You only have to be this, and then you can be finally good. Well, that's also in so many people's heads. That's like, oh, I can't do that because of this. I can't fully be myself because of all this other stuff. Fuck that other stuff. Fuck that other stuff. Give me that judgment. That is what confident people are. I'm looking for that judgment. I'm looking for it. Because I know that's what makes me confident. I know that I can give a shit about your judgment. I'm still going to put myself out there. That is what makes me confident and a good socializer too. And so that's like the internal part of what's happening. But that's what we need to fix first. Because what comes out because that is what was in. And so I remember when I was super negative and I didn't know how to talk to people, I could only relate to people on this very negative vibe. And so there was this girl who came up to me and started talking to me in grade 12. And it's a very pretty girl, very smart girl, but I couldn't talk to her. She came up and talked to me, but I couldn't talk to her back because I didn't believe I was worthy, good enough to talk to her. And so I got into this very negative mode, literally self-sabotaging myself in that moment. I started mumbling, tripping over my words, wasn't even looking at her. And I was talking about some really negative stuff. I was like, oh, fucking stupid ass thing is making me do this dumbass thing. I'm like, I fucking hate this. This is so stupid. Like, what horrible social skills is that? And that person just gave me a weird look and walked away. You really think that was the goal or what I would want to happen out of there? No, I just didn't know how to make a connection with people. And that's because my connection with my family was bad. I had a lot of bad things said to me as I was growing up, which just made me feel not the best. I was very embarrassed of the things I had at home, the people at my house, because I hadn't come to terms with some of the things there, and I was still too scared to talk about some things. And all that stuff was just lingering in my mind in the background, which made it very hard to be a positive person because I didn't have that in the inside, right? And so what's on the inside comes out. And that's what you need to change first and there. And that in your mind is your RAS. And so we need to have a base positive other than a base negative. I'm always looking for opportunities. Everything's an opportunity. Everything's an opportunity. The other stuff doesn't matter. And so I'm saying hello to someone. I'm thinking to myself, I'm giving them, good energy. I'm saying hello to them. This is awesome. No negativity. No, oh my God, I'm ruining their day. I'm not being good enough. This person's going to hate me. Because as soon as you get into that, first of all, you're going to beat yourself up. And then second of all, you're going to get caught in overthinking, which is not going to allow you to take that action. And so I cut down both of those things immediately. I fill myself with those positive thoughts, and then I just go. And then I don't think about anything else. I just go and do. I don't give myself time to overthink. So now that you have the internal, you know what has to change internal, and it's going to take a little bit for that to happen. What do you actually say? And so when you are communicating, socializing with someone, you're going to be doing it through two ways. Through your words and your sub-communications. Your sub-communications count for 93% of communication, and your words the other 7%. And so the actual words I'm saying are a little tiny fraction of what I'm communicating. The other 93% is coming through how I'm communicating it. How's my voice? How's my eye contact? How's my body language? And how's my facial expressions? How are those when I'm speaking? That's what's going to give it the mood vibe, the energy that you're giving off. And so right now what I'm giving off is more of a maybe educational vibe, but I can change this to more of a somber vibe if I were to do something like this. Become more still in my words, reserved in my voice. I can go angry, and now I'm speaking a bit more angry, and there's a bit more different emotion when I'm doing this. And there may be something that I don't like, but it's still going to come out. Words are the exact same. Subcommunication is different. That is what's giving it the whole message, though. Now, the words are good, too. The words are important, too. I try not to use such boring words, and so if I have to use hat, I may use sombrero, just for an example, because those words are more engaging. They're more engaging for me. They help me practice my vocabulary, and I'm assuming the other person, and just from all the experiences I had, other people really like hearing those fun words too. But you need to be able to think about them on the spot and have them in your memory bank somewhere. So I love using more fun words, and so like spacious is a fun word other than open. Can you get me that? Can you procure me that? That's insane. That is redonkulous. That's so good. That's orgasmic. I just like using those more fun, polarizing words that you don't hear that often, or you don't hear as much. Also, analogies. Analogies, painting pictures in people's minds is better. If you can describe something with more detail, and you can use detail and imagery to describe that better, that's going to make you a better communicator, because that other person can grasp what you're trying to communicate in a better way. It was hot outside. It was hot as Africa. It was hot as the desert. It was hot as my friend. How's my guy friend? You know, you can make jokes about anything of the stuff, describe it in different ways. There's so many ways that you can use language in a way more creative and fun way that you may be doing it now. So when you do, those are things that you can like have in the middle of a conversation. When you walk up to that person, you say, "Hello, nice to meet you," or you can just start in the middle of a conversation, or you can give a compliment. All of those work. What really matters is the subcommunication and how you're coming across. So if I come across nervous, stifled, and in my head, like I don't deserve that person deserves or should be talking to me, who is that person going to believe? You. I don't believe that I shouldn't be talking to you. If I believe I shouldn't be talking to you, and that comes across in my energy and my vibe, that person is going to believe one person, you, me. And he's going to be like, "Dude, why are you talking to me? You shouldn't be talking to me." Because that's the energy I'm giving off. My words may be different, but that's my energy. And why is my energy saying that? Well, because if I was nervous, stifled, fidgety, not loose, not myself, what is that saying to the other person? Right? Well, I can't be myself around you. I can't be loose and comfortable. Therefore, that other person can't really do it that themselves either, right? And especially if you're coming from a place of, "Hi, yeah, nice to meet you. How are you?" It's like, "Yo, what do you want from me?" You're like, "What the fuck? Are you about to kill me? Are you about to do something weird to me? Why do you have this odd energy?" That's the only thing I can focus on. And in the moment, you may be like, or right now, you may be like, "Oh, but that person would just be shy and I would be open to them." But in public, it's different. In real life, it's different. In real life, it's like, okay, why is this very shy, odd person talking to me? Other people are now looking at me. I don't want to be associated with this person. This guy's weird. Like, all of that is happening too. And so that person is going to be like, "No, I don't like this," because that's the energy you're giving off. The energy you're giving off is, "You shouldn't talk to me." And that may come across in a lower voice. "Hi." You guys are like, I don't know what to, not super loose, not super relaxed. Eye contact is not calm and looking at that other person. The body language is maybe more reserved, more tense. That's a big one. So you don't want that tensity, but that tensity is going to feel natural because your mind is, if it's in a natural state, saying, "This is danger." And then your body is going to be like, "I'm in danger." And it's either going to freeze, tense up, and not make you feel very relaxed. It's going to give you some type of like some tension in your body, and that's what that other person is going to see. So our goal is to get rid of that tension in the body, and we have two things: fake it till you make it. That's a huge one. You have to do that. So you need to talk in a way that is louder, and you need to talk in a way that is more calm and relaxed, even if you're not in that moment. Because who's right, your brain or your body? Is your brain right that, hey, this is just a normal conversation, I shouldn't be so fucking scared? Or is your body right? Oh my god, we're panicking over talking to someone. Not good. Who do you want to believe? Your brain, right? Because your brain's right. It's not that big of a deal talking to someone. It's just your body is going into that into that state, into that mood, because your past experiences have led you to believe that this probably is going to relate in some type of negative experience, some type of pain. You don't want that. So being calm in the body, only way to help that is by taking deep breaths. Calm yourself down. Tell yourself mindsets and mantras. This person is my friend. Treat this person like my old friend. Treat this person like I would my oldest friend. Like someone I know very closely, just treat them the exact same. Be open and loose. My open and looseness will make that other person feel open and loose. That should relax the body. That's what helps me, right? And you'll have your own things, but that's what helps relax me. And then you go up to that person, and then you have good sub-communications that are open, friendly, warm, assertive. And so it's not, hi, how are you doing? Hi, how are you doing? Not like that. A couple things wrong with that. Too fast, too high-pitched, and at the end of my voice, the tonality is going upward, so it makes it sound like a question. How are you doing? How are you doing? Same words, two different personas of who I am, two different energies of who I am. I don't believe in myself as a guy. I don't believe in myself as a human. Facial expressions. I don't believe in myself as a human. Two different ways, right? Of speaking, one is more sure, one is very unsure. So, what does this mean to that other person? Well, think about this. Hi, I think I'm a good person for you, and you should spend your time talking to me, and this will be good for you. Versus, hey, I think I'm a good person for you to be talking to. I think you would have some fun, and this would be awesome. Two different vibes are coming out there. Who are you going to believe? The person who's calm, relaxed, and confident in himself. And that confidence comes from relaxed body language. Relaxed and somewhat loud body language. Doesn't mean I'm screaming with my voice. It just means that my voice carries well and I'm not afraid to be heard. When I'm speaking personally myself, I need my opinion to be heard because I value my opinion. And so I'll be like, wait guys, wait. Okay, calm down. I get everybody's attention. Okay, how about this? Because I value my opinion. Beforehand, I would be like, how about this? Maybe not anyone sees me. Hey, can you tell them about this idea I may have? I'm too scared to put it up there. All that stuff, right? And that's just not. And then if you actually want to be a better communicator when you're in that conversation, again, 93% sub-communications. Relaxed, calm, and slow it down. Hey, how are you doing? Hey, how are you doing? Calming it down. Forcibly slowing yourself down, calming it down, allowing yourself to be in the state, and then doing it. Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, awesome. It's a nice day out today. Lower the bar. You can talk about anything. A conversation doesn't have to be the first 10 seconds. It's what happens afterwards. And so really lower the bar. Talk about stupid shit if you want. The main thing is actually reading that other person's body language too. Because what you're feeling inside of your head is going to come out of your body language. Same thing is going to go for that other person. So they can show signs of like discomfort, of like, yeah. You have to read these signs and say, okay, should I back off? Should I continue? How is this person feeling from that? What does that kind of mean? You have to do all these things in real time, right? And there's a part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex, and that is managing social cues. But what happens when you're in a fight or flight is that part shuts off. And so if you get in a fight or flight because you're scared of talking to people, well, the part of your brain that reads social cues kind of turns off. And so you become literally dumb in a conversation with someone, not able to read how they're feeling. You become unempathetic, uncompassionate, and you're not able to actually like form a connection. It then comes from like you're not even understanding that other person, which is not good at all, right? If I say something and I can tell that person gets a little bit like, I want to be like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I can tell you got a little uncomfortable from what just happened there. I did not mean to do that. Sorry, upon my apologies. That's going to show that you're socially confident, subcommunications, competent, socially competent. I understand body language and communication. And it's going to show to the other person, oh, this guy can see when I'm feeling kind of odd. He understands what's happening in the mood, and then he knows how to adjust towards that too. And so you may be able to see it, but you don't know the action afterwards and how to recalibrate. That's what you need to, that's that socially competent part. And so for me personally, I just call it out. I immediately just call it out, oh, I didn't mean it, and something like that, right? And let's go back into conversation. And so that's the competent part. Confident is your subcommunications. And authenticity, the last part, is who you are. Who are you? So what are your interests, hobbies, passions, beliefs, thoughts, opinions? Put that out into the world. Now, you may not have a lot of those because growing up, you felt like you just needed to survive. And so you didn't have time for that other stuff, right? I know I can relate to that a lot to some degree. And a lot of the people I work with can relate to that a lot to some degree. But something I did do in my past was swimming. I could talk about swimming. I didn't like it too much, but talk about swimming, talk about soccer, talk about sports, talk about chess, talk about social anxiety and confidence and philosophy and psychology and things I do like, right? And I can ask deeper questions about that, and put my own opinions and my own beliefs out there. But I also want to ask questions, and so it's a mix of I'm very interested in who you are, what are your thoughts, beliefs, and shit like that. But then also I want to put in mine. And so it's a balance of the two. And this can be that's more like a deeper kind of level, right? Talking about like, what do you believe about this? I believe about like this, and this. You don't believe like this? Or what do you believe about this or this? And then there's just assumptions you can make, more surface level conversation. You know, you can make assumptions on someone. Say they're wearing a dress that's like flowers. You must be into gardening. You must be into nature. You must be into the environment. Say they're very kind of like a professional wearing a thing. You must be in corporate. You must be some type of lawyer. You must be some type of professional. Accent. Maybe they're anything like this, right? And again, those are the words that you're saying, and those words are going to have some type of association. And so I'm not going to say to someone who is kind of looks a certain race, I'm not going to say to an Asian person, hey, are you Chinese? I'm not going to say that because they may not be Chinese, and then I may come off kind of racist. And I know that feeling because I've been called, are you Indian? I'm like, no, I'm Pakistani. It doesn't really matter to me that much, but I'm like, again, like, yeah, just whatever, right? I just rather be called the right race, I guess. And again, it doesn't really matter too much, but it's like, are you Chinese? It's like, no, I'm actually this. Oh, my bad. All these people look alike. And so that's what that's kind of implying with your words. And so I don't like to imply that type of negativity, right? And so I'll just ask kind of. Or I'll ask in a negative way. So I won't ask, hey, are you Chinese? Hey, are you Asian? Are you whatever? Are you Chinese? I say, hey, you're not Chinese, are you? Oh, I actually am. Oh, awesome, cool. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm actually this. So I don't actually make the assumption. I make the negative assumption. And that actually takes that pressure off from what you would, from what you were saying, from the assumption that you did make. And you can make these assumptions everywhere. These assumptions are way better than questions. Questions are kind of a little bit taking energy unless you give something to. And it really depends on, the vibe, the current moment you're in. But if I just go up to someone and I just talk to them and I ask questions, oh, how was that? Did you like that? So did you always do that? And it wasn't like this before? I'm just asking questions. I'm just extracting from the conversation. You give me an answer. You fill the space. You do this. You do that. I'm not going to add anything. I'm going to sit here in my stoic, mundane, boring energy and just be like, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. That's the worst. That's the most horrible social skills, right? So you social skills, you want to be able to be charismatic and contribute and actually add value. The way that you do that is by, yes, asking these questions, but returning them with your own experiences, thoughts, and beliefs. Oh, you know what? That's awesome. I kind of did something last summer with my friends. We went down to that same place. We looked over at nighttime. The stars were out. It's one of the most beautiful experiences in my fucking world. Like, actually amazing. You ever do something like that? You ever gone to a place and look at that, like during the night? That's way better than, hey, you ever do that before? I'm adding my own experience. Then I tell you. That's different. And then even asking a question, hey, do you do this? You look like you do this. You do this, right? Just making that assumption is more engaging because to the other person, it's like, okay, why would you assume that? Versus just asking a question, ugh. The assumption, what makes you assume that? It's more emotionally engaging. It's more engaging. And then also being able to free associate, it's gonna not let you run out of things to say. So I'm able to go from one topic to another and transition things. Because if I'm on one topic for too long, it's gonna get boring. If I'm talking about a piece of hair or dandruff or something flying, a piece of hair for so long, if I'm talking about hair, it's just gonna be boring after like 10 minutes, like 10-minute conversation about hair, unless we're really into it, right? But you need to be able to switch conversations to related subjects and even not related subjects too. Like sometimes you can just be like, you got any plans after this? You going fishing after this? Even if they're not going fishing, you have no idea. You going fishing after this? No? What would make you think that? I don't know. I just assume maybe you're a fishing man. You're a fishing lady. I don't know. Just that adds more value. Why would you assume that? Now you have a topic about fish. Now we have to talk about maybe guessing and stuff. It's just more fun than being, hey, what are you doing after this weekend? Right? It's just you're adding more value to that conversation. You're adding more of yourself to it. And when you do something like this, it's going to make your fear of judgment go high. But that's what you need to practice because that's what confident people have. They're good under that tension, their fear of judgment. They don't mind getting that judged that much. They have love for themselves. They're okay with themselves. And if something negative that does happen, I'm okay explaining myself, hey, I didn't mean to come with negative energy. This is what I said. This is what I meant. I'm sorry if you took it the wrong way. Right? If I made an assumption, you going fishing after this? How dare you assume you're going fishing? What the fuck you mean, how dare? Why are you getting mad at me? I'm just assuming you're going fishing. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with going fishing? Right? I stand up for my own beliefs and for what I say because I believe I'm coming from a positive place and I'll defend that, right? And then if you want to build a more deeper emotional connection with that person, it's asking things about your family. How's your family? You got any brothers? You close with your brothers? You know, I was like this with my brother, then this kind of happened. You don't have anything, can you relate to that in your life at all? Or I wouldn't say, can you relate to that in your life? Like, has anything like that ever happened? And those are more deeper conversations that you probably wouldn't have out on a Saturday night or a Friday night or when someone's trying to be loose and fun. It's probably not where you would go. When you're on that type of level, more surface level, more trying to have fun and conversation, it's more of just analogies and teasing and banter. And to do that, you need to be able to take shit, laugh at yourself more, laugh loud. That's one of the biggest things. Like I just laugh at everything. It makes you impossible to hurt. And it's the best way to respond to anything. Someone insults you, laugh. Someone compliments you, laugh. Say thank you. Like laughing is the best way to show to other people that, hey, I'm not an angry person. I'm not a mean person. If you say something that is teasing, I'm going to laugh too. I'm assuming it's a tease. I'm assuming you're not trying to actually hurt me. I'm assuming that you're just trying to have fun with me. There's no serious bad blood between us because why would there be bad blood between you and I? I'm a cool person. People like me. I'm just going to assume you like me too. That's the most positive trait. That's the most attractive trait is that you just assume other people like you and you assume you like other people. That's the most positive, attractive trait in the world. That's what every leader has, alpha has, every charismatic person has, is that they assume, baseline, I like other people, other people like me. I go out of my way to help other people. I go out of my way to meet and build connections with other people. That's who I am, right? I wasn't always like this. Took that identity shift, but that's who I am. That's who I believe. And now those actions and things I do come from this identity I have. So I take those actions. But it used to be I had this identity and I took those actions until my identity shifted into and aligned with the actions I was taking. And that took a little bit to happen. And I also had to rewire in my own mind what was happening up there too a lot of the times, right? So those are like the biggest things when it comes to socializing. And this is going to be the same whether you're talking to a guy or a girl you like, that you want to maybe take on a date or date, or you find attractive, a friend you want to meet, coworkers, your boss, people, strangers, acquaintances, anybody. This is what's going to happen. Inside your mindset, your RES, your body, your nervous system, and then your communication, your subcommunication, your words, your assumptions, your engagement, your ability to storytell, your ability to throw in cool things that you did. Storytelling is the best way for humans to communicate because that is how humans communicated always. Back to caveman days, you come home from your day and you talk about the fucking mammoth you killed. You talk about the berries that you found that were kind of poisoned and did this. And that's how we exchange information, stories, beliefs, ideas, experiences really. And that's what has the most core fundamentals, that engagingness, that funness. I want to listen to what you have to say. It's an engaging story. And then you're using words that are more fun, not just these boring words. Your sub-communications are fun. You can put energy behind it. You're not telling the story, but you're reliving the story as you tell it. You have specific details in that story, things that you were feeling, some tangents. You go off to the side here. That's a fun conversation. A fun conversation isn't this. It's this. That is a way more fun and engaging conversation. And if you want more help with this, you're working a job, and you want my help for one-on-one coaching so you can improve your social skills, be able to be fun in conversations, banter, lower your anxiety, be the socially confident and loose person that you want to be, you can go in the description, apply for my one-on-one coaching program. There'll be a consultation link for you can book a call with me, and we'll have a call to see if it would work for you, if it would be a good fit. That will be in the description. And also my Instagram too. If you want to ask any personal questions, just DM me on there first. And with that, boys and girls, I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Peace out.